The investigation at the site of the abandoned scout looked to have discovered some possible markings of another craft having taken off and landed. The surface of the ground there is very porous, like most of the terrain throughout the Razorstone Pass, so there is a lot of loose buildup that makes any kind of imprint or track-based investigating almost irrelevant after a very short period. The weather patterns throughout the entire moon can often be very harsh, and loose evidence doesn't last very long. Two things was certain. First, the two missing Guardians who were operating the scout did not suffer from any kind of system or mechanical failure. If they lost their comms, it was weather-related, which is still a distinct possibility. The second certainty was that the Guardians had to be taken out of that area somehow. Whether it was by choice or by force is yet to be determined, but there is no possible way they could have left that area on foot. The only conclusion to draw from this is that we are looking at an act of aggression against our division. Another possible option is that this is part of some unknown plot against our division among some of the ranks of the Guardians, and possibly even extending into the general population. If that is so, we haven't heard or sensed any of it. Either way, this was something new, and it posed some serious questions. Like the other planetary division colonizing parts of the moon, we are up here for the resources primarily. Our planet has no pressing need to ease population congestion. In short, most colonists come here for the financial opportunities, and the fresh new world aspect is just a lifestyle bonus for them. Like I said, we're human too, and a lot of it is about the wealth for a lot of my world's people. Our division was the first to the moon. They had studied the probe data and planned everything very meticulously from the start. In short, they were setting out to establish what would become the most coveted colony, regardless of their intentions. And now, we were facing the task that was inevitable, but was not anything I was in a hurry to face. We were now going to have to start defending it. No sooner did I have that thought, when were we suddenly hit with an alert from one of our cruisers. The operators of Scout 443 were on a standard patrol along the top part of the Razorstone Pass further to the west of our location at Tower 67. They reported a visual of flashing in the distance. As they approached, they could see it was something coming from the ground. We told them to hold off and wait for support. They were in a very remote part of the Razorstone Pass, and the nearest cruisers that could be called in were several parts away. We immediately headed out for the new location, leaving our Guardian team below to finish up the physical examination of the area around Tower 67. We were several parts away as well, and as we moved to assist Scout 443, I had time to begin establishing some additional patrols throughout the entire Razorstone Pass. The data towers are part of a backup system for our communications throughout the colony. Weather doesn't always permit overhead access for comms, so line-of-sight towers are sometimes needed to pick up signals and relay them to a point where overhead access is available again. These systems are automated to engage when needed, much like the emergency battery lights that turn on when you have a power failure. There is a redundancy to them, but the simple fact is, if you take out enough of the data towers in any part of the colony, many different kinds of weather anomalies could render communications unreliable at best, and completely blacked out across entire regions in other situations. If someone had their eye on the crystal plains within our perimeter, going after the Razorstone Pass data towers in an effort to cut off the overlens from the rest of the colony would be a logical move. Now the question is, are these potential enemies outsiders, colonists, or both?